This is an introduction to the Henri Matisse Progression project for Drawing 1. Notice that I'm on the Henri Matisse Progression page in PowerSchool. That's where you can find this. That is Henri Matisse, the artist, that we'll study a little bit. Some instructions for the project. Over here is where you can get your own copy of the assignment that you have to fill out eventually. And we've got some student examples here on the right side. So to start with, Henri Matisse was an artist that sometimes would sketch things several times. Notice how there's 4 drawings for each of these students' projects. So he would draw something several times and strip away detail as he went. Each sketch would have less and less detail. He was trying to find the essence of the subject matter that he was sketching. This motorcycle is the best example in my opinion. You can tell it's a motorcycle on step 1 especially. There's lots of detail, there's colors, there's textures, there's shading. And by the time you get to step 4, there's much less of that. But we can still tell that it is a motorcycle. Even if we don't see steps 1, 2, and 3, we can still tell this is a motorcycle. So this student stripped away enough detail that it became much more simplified, but not so much detail that we lost the subject and we can't tell what it is anymore. The other students did something similar, different object, but same process. I think some of these could have been a little bit less detail on step 4, and we could still tell what those are. We'll come back to those in just a minute. On your own copy of the worksheet, you'll open that by clicking these 2 blue links. One thing that I need you to do is put a couple definitions in here. Actually, just one definition for varied line right here. You'll need to add this definition to your own copy of the worksheet. Varied line is a line that changes in weight or thickness. That's something that we'll use on this project. And places to use the heavy or bold varied lines in your project will be places where it's dark or shadowy, or places where an object is touching something else or overlapping itself. The rest of this worksheet can be filled out upon completion of the project, but this is a part you can do at any time. So back to these student examples. Each student here did a different object, and they were actually drawing this from observation, which means it's sitting in front of them and they're drawing this by looking at it, observing it in real life. So you'll do the same thing with an object of your choice. You want to make sure your object is detailed, it's small and compact so it fits well within a square composition. Make sure it has enough detail that you can strip away detail 3 times and still have something left at the end. The varied line part is something you will add on step 3. I'll use the motorcycle as an example there. You can see how the tire here has a bold, heavy line on this side, and then it gets thinner over on this side. And so that's a place where there was more shadow, so the student chose to use a heavier varied line there. Step 4 will be nothing other than varied line with ink. The other medium you'll use is colored pencil, along with ink on these 3 steps. Step 4 will be just ink, just varied line. And that should be the most simplified part of your drawing. And the most important thing to think about as you work on this project is we want to be able to tell what this object is by the time you get to step 4, but have as little detail as possible. For any more information that you might want on this project, this would be a good place to go. Read page 50 of the Discovering Drawing textbook. You'll get some more information about how Henri Matisse did this, a similar process. And other than that, that's your intro for this project.